Has the country been able to raise the level of the way it handles its election campaigns? In day 58 of our Inform in 100, Ina Andalon tells us what experts feel about the campaign trail.
Decades ago, election campaigns weren't complete without candidates singing and dancing to what were then the popular tunes. By all indications, it seems things hardly changed.
Oppan Gangnam Style. Oppan Gangnam Style.
For political analyst Ramon Casiple, the country's level of campaign has become worse.
Tingin ko, naibaba natin. Rather than na-elevate, ano? Ibira mo hanggang ngayon, wala pa akong alam na issue, eh. Most of the time, the news from the campaign trail is about yung hindi sumama sa ganitong sortie si ganito, natanggal siya sa slate, may ganitong problema ito sa ganitong mga politiko. I mean, we're talking of candidates without a platform.
For another political analyst, Prospero de Vera, the country's level of campaign has improved in terms of where candidates can present their platforms. They can now tap into social media and are often offered to be in television shows conceptualized for the campaign. However, de Vera says candidates have not been able to marshal these resources properly. The traditional form of campaign usually involved candidates literally pressing flesh with the public. They go on motorcades and attend Meeting de Avances, a formal gathering usually held with candidates and a big audience waiting to hear their political parties' plans and platforms. Just like the singing and the dancing, these are still all being done. De Vera says today's sorties are just an offshoot of the traditional Meeting de Avance, which unfortunately, he says, does not really give much time for candidates to say what they should.
Yung Meeting de Avance type will never produce an intelligent and informed choice for voters. Because there are so many candidates. And each candidate is given only between 5 to 7 minutes to talk about himself. And a candidate will not be able to adequately explain what he stands for in so short a period. So many candidates just entertain the crowd. Because that is more, in a sense, effective in getting you known rather than talking about your achievements to many of the candidates.
Both Casiple and de Vera say it's a matter of having candidates who really want to inform voters of clear, specific platforms.
Well, it's not a hard time. It's not a hard time for them. They can always do it, actually. It's a question of will. Talaga bang gusto nilang itaas ang level ng kampanya nila o ang kamulatan ng mga botante? I don't think so.
De Vera says presenting a clear platform would be easy had current senatorial tickets not been formed by coalitions.
The individual candidates are using it well to talk about their advocacies, about their personal attributes. But the political coalitions are not using the wider set of avenues to present before the Filipino people what they stand for as a coalition or as a political party.
He says the country is still far from a campaign trail similar to the United States, where critical debates are held and closely watched by many. To begin with, he says debates are easily done in the U.S. because they have less candidates. While debates are held here as well, he says even these need some improvements.
I would like debates that are specific on issues, not debates that are general, because if the agenda or the issue to be tackled gives the candidate wide latitude in terms of his responses, many of them will avoid the issue or mask their incompetence by sounding intelligent without saying anything significant.
Voter education is seen as a way to counter the possible effects of a personality-based campaign. Both political analysts believe the country's electorate is now smarter, which means a campaign that lacks substance is an insult to the intelligence of today's voters. Ina Andalong, Solar News.